Singapore wakes up. Wake up, Glenn, Angel, and the Flying Dutchman.
Wake up in the morning feeling like
Kiss 92's Big Show.
Good morning, Singapore. Welcome to Tuesday's edition of The Big Show and The Big Show TV. We welcome the one, the only, Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Jerry.
Very screen.
No,
Actually,
don't worry
no,
about it. Not at all.
Not blur at all.
Yeah, if you want to join us on The Big Show and The Big Show TV, all you have to do is log on to Facebook or YouTube. You can see us there. But in the meantime, Dr. Jerry, we're talking about stalking. I think that came about because of the show we were talking about last week.
Is it? Because I said I started watching Baby Reindeer and there was the stalker.
Yeah. I started on the first 5 minutes and I went, okay, not.
Oh, you
Not
didn't
your kind of
finish
show.
it? Oh, okay.
It's a bit disturbing.
It is quite disturbing. I didn't finish it off, but I watched maybe 3 or 4 episodes, but I didn't
I
watch the
finished
rest.
it off.
Yeah, okay.
And didn't feel very good afterwards.
But you know what I think was even more interesting was the fact that the guy it actually happened to was the guy that wrote and starred in it as well. So I thought he was very brave to have revealed everything that happened to him, and it wasn't just the stalking. You saw he was being groomed by this older man as
Yeah,
well.
oh my God. That was disturbing.
That was really disturbing. And for someone who has gone through it to actually put it out on film and show the whole world and all his contacts and family and friends that had happened to him, I thought that was very brave of him to do that.
Yep.
But
And
still,
to educate that,
Yeah.
such things are happening.
It was
I
awful.
guess, but not a good feel after watching it though. I think a better show to watch would be The Very Rich Koreans.
They're super rich in Korea.
Super Rich in Korea, starring our new best friend David Yong. Really, I'm serious. He is so funny. I need to text him, man, later. And go like, you know what? This show would have failed without you.
You know, he was in our studio yesterday, and Glenn got to meet him for the first time. And he's got a new fan. David's got a new fan in
I
Glenn.
love David. He's a funny guy.
Don't start stalking him now. Which is what we're talking about, right?
I don't know how it came about last week, and we talked about Baby Reindeer, and then I was like, okay, Angel is going to be in town this week until you're not going to leave until the end of the week. So because I always miss people when you're saying,
Oh, right, okay.
let's talk about this, and then I talk about it and you are not around.
We're terrible.
Okay,
Sorry
okay.
about that.
Angel is famous for that.
Oh, what nonsense! No. Okay, yeah. So what exactly is stalking? Let's jump right into it.
Yes. So actually, stalking, right, is it was used to describe like a hunter after a prey. Like they are going to go after something, right? So it started with that. And then, now we are using stalking as you're trying to surveil someone, you're trying to hunt someone down using various methods. And just to put it out there, it is illegal in Singapore to harass. It's under the Harassment Act.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Correct. So if you are harassing someone, it is illegal in Singapore, and the person can report you.
Shouldn't it be illegal everywhere in the world to harass somebody, to stalk someone?
I
don't know.
suppose I didn't go and see, all the other acts in the rest of the world, but I do know in Singapore it is illegal.
Yeah, illegal, but
so
then
if I want to contact.
Illegal. But if someone makes a police report, the police would just say this. And I've made a report before.
Of someone stalking you?
Well, stalking. Well,
Yeah,
well,
okay.
stalking the wife, lah.
Yeah.
I
What did they say?
almost punched the stalker, and it's a lady,
Yeah, you
who's-
mentioned
yeah,
this
yeah,
before, yeah.
Yeah, and we actually went to the police station, and the police actually said, well, we can't do anything unless something happens.
Oh, isn't it too late though?
So we're like, okay, you guys are useless. Bye.
Oh dear.
What do you expect? You expect like someone to get stabbed first or to get hurt first or what?
Exactly. That's it.
But you see, there is a fine line there, right?
Yeah.
Because although they say it's illegal, if the person is just hanging around, what can you do?
You can't do anything.
Right?
You can't do anything.
So is it really illegal? That's the question. Let's continue this conversation on the Big Show TV. All right, here's a little freak on Kiss 92.
Yeah, so when does it come? What?
BB no money, right? Or baby no money.
Something like
baby
that.
no money.
Baby no money. So when does it come? Should we draw that line?
I mean, if you're feeling threatened, there's a lot of fear within the victim. So if we look at the victim, there's a lot of you feel cornered. So most of the time you feel like you have no way out. Your back is against the wall, and sometimes the victim, you hear them say, oh, I think if I die, it will put an end to everything. So they feel that extreme sort of emotion because it elicits that sort of emotions within the victim himself or herself. Sometimes it's quite interesting because they are fearful, yet they feel sorry for the perpetrator. Sometimes the victim actually has a savior complex, which is that they think that if I don't help this person, no one else would help this person. So they feel very compelled to come forward, although they are so scared.
That's a little bit like what happened in the series as well. It was almost like, yeah, but he's asking for it. He's being so nice to this girl. He's sort of enabling her, and he keeps talking to her and having coffee with her. But then she's stalking him and being all weird and all that. So that's exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah, you get really irritated. Right,
you get
when watch
annoyed with him.
that movie. It's
you just like
cut
oh,
her
he
out.
asked for it. Yeah.
Just ask her to get out.
But then you don't want to hurt the person, and you're afraid that they might do something to hurt themselves.
Yes, so you're afraid that they would hurt themselves. You're afraid that something would happen to you. So there's this manipulative factor that comes in. And, you might feel if I give in or if I just let the person be for a while, the perpetrator would just disappear and let me be. So there's this belief there, or you're afraid that if I am not coming forward, if I'm not attending to the perpetrator would die and it's on me.
Prashant has got a stalker story. He says he was once stalked by this girl who would text him and tell him what shirt and tie he would be wearing, and he wouldn't know where she was. Sometime later, I bumped into her, and she told me that she looked up guys with my name on Friendster and married one of them. So she wanted to marry a Prashant.
Right.
But she ended up marrying somebody else. So how weird is that? One
Prashant, lady killer.
One Alun has a question. He says, online and offline, any difference in the type of stalkers, or is it basically the same?
It has become more sophisticated, actually. So you used to have the stalkers coming to your house, or staking out wherever you are at your workplace. But now they don't have to. It's too inconvenient to do so. So they search for you on all. I mean, we have social media, so they search all our social medias, our locations. They actually can find out. So one thing that I always remind my team is that when they do Zoom at home, not to show off. So I would show off my backdrop, and I can tell you I'm in opposite is 111. But if a psychologist is at home, I would not want the client to locate where the psychologist is.
Okay, with some iconic building in the back.
Yeah, they can match the background, and they say, oh, you're at wherever, at Novena, you're at, wherever it is in Singapore or in the world.
That's a good tip.
So they can go to the extent and they can scour, different, and with AI you can match the background and say, aha, I know where you are now.
Yeah.
Well,
And then
AI.
they'll start stalking you at home.
Yeah.
And then that'll be a problem.
Yeah.
Because you got to wait for something to happen first before you can make a report.
But online can be scary as well because people can troll you, right? They can.
But can't you just block them?
You can block them, but then they open up new accounts.
Oh.
There's so many
Yes.
of these new accounts. They can just open up a Gmail
And then you
account.
block them again?
And you keep
Like the
blocking them.
Teletubbies? Again.
You can. But then, so is that when things like that get annoying, when someone just uses like 10 different accounts to try and stalk you? Is that grounds for making a report, perhaps?
You can. So we have had experience with that where somebody that we've never met before, and she sent in like in one afternoon 100 over emails and texts. Yeah, so it wasn't enough on the emails, but in text.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on. We're going on air. Traffic update with the traffic CEO.
My enemy. I swear I'll never be yourself. Look out for yourself.
Kiss 92 Traffic.
Traffic CEO.
Yes, I'm here on the TPE towards the SLE at the CTE City exit. Look out for a vehicle that's broken down. Also on Upper Thompson Road towards Newton, right after Yio Chu Kang Road, another vehicle is having trouble there. And finally on the CTE towards the AYE at the Ang Mo Kio Avenue 1 entrance, another vehicle has broken down there. So look out for those situations and stay safe.
Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. It's Glenn and Angel. FD is on medical leave and will be back hopefully in 2 weeks from now. But the title of Traffic CEO is now Angels.
And it has been for a while. Anyway, we'd
No,
like
no,
to...
you've just been like the traffic person.
Oh, right.
Because
Okay,
FD
now
was the traffic CEO before.
Oh, I see.
But I already had that plan already.
So he's
which
been
is
fired?
why you took over his duties.
Okay.
And then now you are officially the traffic CEO.
Thank
he will
you very
never
much.
do traffic again.
Perfect.
And who's the weather CEO? Me.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for my pay raise. Anyway, we'd like to say good morning to Mol and Winston, as well as Wanalun, Prashant, and anybody else. Grace is here with us today, Sally, as
Good
well
morning,
as
Grace,
Val.
Sally, Val.
There's so many of you watching us on The Big Show and The Big Show TV. We're with Dr. Jerry and talking about stalking. So, Dr. Jerry, I was asking you on The Big Show TV just now, if somebody is stalking you online and you block this person and then they open up another account and you block that person and it goes on and on and on until it becomes really annoying and troublesome. Is that grounds to report that person? If you know who they are?
Does she look like the commissioner of police?
Well, she was answering my question just now. This is why I'm asking it again. Don't interrupt, Glenn.
Okay.
I think it's not only the quantity, it's the different avenues, it's how you feel. If you feel unsafe, if you feel that your space is being threatened, and you have already said stop once, you said stop twice, it is time to then put it out there to draw your boundaries. Yeah, if they cannot adhere to the boundaries that is agreed verbally, then we need to use stronger measures. So think of bullying, but in a slightly more sophisticated manner.
So,
yeah.
okay, no.
How is it you've never been stalked, Jerry?
I have. So the
There you go.
See?
Yeah, the emails was actually to my account and to the office phone, and we had told her stop once, stop twice. So she flooded the main account, she flooded my account, and she just kept texting, which was very disruptive for the whole center, because everyone was getting was being beeped.
Oh dear.
So what exactly did she want? I mean, what was she looking for?
She was just copy and pasting some statements, and say you have to help me, and say okay, initially was yes, we will help you, why don't you come down and we will have a chat, but she would not make any sessions. She would just keep copy and pasting whatever that she was saying, and then Yeah, it was like drawings of myself, which was quite scary.
Freaky, yeah.
Oh.
Is that a cry for help, though? I mean, you
I mean,
know,
obviously, I mean that's she's
Not
maybe
mentally
not stable mentally, right?
But is that a cry for help? Then how do you sort of determine who needs the help and who's just, I hate to say it, playing crazy?
I think they all need help, but whether they come forward for help is a different story altogether. Whether they have insight as to, I need to rectify this behavior, because sometimes they don't feel that they need any help. We think that they need help, but they don't think that they need help.
And sometimes they're
Yeah.
off their medication as well.
This is true.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's true.
Yeah.
Okay,
True,
let's
true.
continue to talk to Jerry on the Big Show TV. It is 8:17.
Kiss 92 Time Check brought to you by
Let's look at emotions. Emotions that cause someone to stalk another person. Since I'm in the line of emotions,
Yeah. So what are the emotions?
you can make a guess.
Oh, right. Is obsession an emotion?
What's the
No.
question again? Sorry, I was zoning out there for a little while.
Pay attention.
Sorry about that. Because I was thinking in my mind, like, okay, what would the alternative be to these people who perhaps maybe, don't like taking their medication? Then I was thinking, like, will mezcal help?
No.
Because I really do believe in mezcal.
For you.
I want to be like mezcal ambassador.
Okay.
It's like when I take like a little
It's
shot
your
of
happy
mezcal,
drink, is it?
Oh my God, everything works. Everything
I love
works.
it.
It's like all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, I'm perfect.
I love it. He should have a little sort of glass that he has to break at home during emergencies, in case of emergencies.
Yes, I had one last night because yesterday evening I was like, not feeling,
Great.
too great, so I had like a little bit. I think not even a shot glass, but just in my whiskey glass, I just poured a little bit and just sat in front of the TV and I just sipped it, and all of a sudden I was like, whoa, I can do anything.
The skies are blue again.
I can do anything right now. Okay, but anyway.
Okay, Dr. Jerry. So emotions, I can think of one. Is admiration an emotion?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I think admiration. I think that's why people stalk, because obviously they like that person, right?
Yep.
But then it gets obsessive.
Yeah, I'll up that a little bit.
Okay.
Infatuation.
Infatuation, that's the word.
That
Yeah.
Rod
Yeah.
Stewart song.
So not just admiration, but being very infatuated with another person. Yeah. So so that's why celebrities like yourself often get stalked.
No, not often.
I have never been stalked.
Not often.
I don't mean to sound disappointed here, but I've never. Never
Stalkers.com.
been
Glenn's
stalked.
looking for a
I've
stalker.
had my fans, but maybe they just know how to keep their,
Distance.
because I'm like that.
Because you're overly friendly, nobody can not get to you. Do you know what I mean? They
Yeah.
can all get to you. That's
Yeah.
that's the
I've had a
problem.
number of people who wanted to fight with me. Like sometimes I'm out there and then one guy comes over. I'm like, come here! You come here! Then they run away.
but Dr. Jerry, that brings me to a point, right? I just thought of something, because Glenn is so accessible in the fact that he's friendly. Do stalkers come about when they feel something is unattainable?
Very good question. It takes.
That's why
two
nobody
to
wants you,
tango.
Glenn, because
I
it's
know.
so easy to get.
Right? I'm loose.
You're too easy.
Two to tango, So
Yeah.
it's not that. Glenn is too accessible, but some of these stalkers, they are worried or they are scared that they would be abandoned, or they would be thrown away, or they would be rejected. So you're spot on in that, because Glenn you're so friendly, so amicable to everyone, that people would feel quite warm and embraced by him. So they don't feel rejected by him. So
Yeah,
some
and
of
I
them
will embrace them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, okay, you want a hug? Okay, come. You want a kiss?
brush your teeth.
Okay, lah, come lah, let's go.
Okay, we have someone that messaged in on our WhatsApp. Says, this is from Al or AL. Morning, guys. Such a deep topic, but we love it. Anyway, from my observation, I think for some, when their judgment is clouded, the line between, say, love and obsession is so blurred that they think they're just being passionate, but in reality may have fallen into toxic obsession. Therein lies a problem, especially for a generation that feeds on instant gratification.
Yeah, but I suppose there's still, the boundaries. Otherwise, you hear more celebs being stalked, but we don't hear too much of an increase there. Even though we say, oh, there's instant gratification and things like that, it's more, we were going with the emotion. So infatuation is one, grieving is another. When someone breaks up, that's when we see a lot of stalking that happens, and you hear them say, oh, I go on the WhatsApp to see whether they are online or not, or Telegram, or so any app that can show that they are online, these people are stalking them via those apps, whether the victim knows it or not, and it's only because they are grieving and they have been rejected, they have been abandoned. And some of these perpetrators, they can be quite insecurely attached, so therefore it impacts them quite a bit. The other one is excitement. So this one is more innocuous, where you're after an event, maybe a dinner or something, and then you're going onto people's socials to see what they have posted or what they've said about it, and you're the excitement, and you're mimicking that whole behavior, that stalking behavior, because you're going on many different mediums to find out information.
Moll has come on board and she says, I don't think all stalkers mean to be harmful or are bullies, but from some experience, some of them seem to have low self-esteem and mistake your kindness for something more. I suppose that is true, but I wanted to ask, is it okay to approach these stalkers? You know what I mean? When is it okay to approach them and say, there needs to be a line drawn?
Correct.
Because you need to do the line drawing first before you go to any sort of authorities and stuff like that, right?
Yep.
There's some boundaries need to be laid down.
Because
But
I've watched a few Hollywood
it okay?
movies, where, stalkers, it's like you go close to them, that's it.
they kill you because they want you all to themselves, right?
Correct.
But what do you say?
They're not aggressive. So it's very
Not
interesting
all.
because, not all of them are aggressive, but they can be very emotionally draining. So that incessant texting that they are, sending you, they're just spamming you with all the texts, or they are calling you nonstop, So in the past, where there's no text, the stalker would phone and then drop the call, phone and then drop the call, and it's very disruptive. But they are not aggressive in that sense. They're just very, very emotionally draining, and they would give you the impression that you have no privacy. That means you have no personal space at all. So you really feel like they've invaded your safe space. Yeah. So
Stalkers.
that's how.
Stalkers are watching us right now. And they're going like, me?
Yes,
Could
is
I
that
be a
me?
stalker? So is it possible that a stalker doesn't know he
Yeah.
or she is a stalker?
I think so.
Yes, so they might be very irrational, so they have no insight. That's why I was saying before, if they can come forward, they have insight. But most of them do not have insight. So you were talking about going up to them and telling them or explaining to them. They might not even listen to you. Yeah.
So is it because
Yeah,
there's
so-
something wrong or what? I mean, is that
Not all,
is that a
right?
sign that there's something wrong?
I mean, so emotions can overwhelm. So you might grieve, and you might grieve to a point that you do things more than usual, and it creates a dysfunction for not only yourself, but for the people around you. So that is, and it gets to a point where it's hurtful, or it's hurting the other person.
Okay, let's go back on.
Sorry, I had to ask a serious question.
No, that's
because
okay.
FD is not here, so I got to play his part a little bit as well.
Is there a reason both of you are wearing your specs, Jay?
Yeah, I'm reading the traffic.
Okay, stand by.
Kiss 92 traffic.
There is quite a bit happening out there on the PIE towards Tuas after the Thompson Road exit. Look out for an accident. Also on the CTE towards the AYE after Ang Mo Kio Avenue 5's exit, a stationary vehicle has been spotted. And also about 10 minutes ago, Samson messaged in on our WhatsApp number on the ECP towards AP. I don't know what AP is. There is a traffic jam due to an accident near Marine Parade in the first lane. So once again, on the ECP near Marine Parade, I'm unsure which direction it's headed
You
towards.
mentioned AP?
AP, I don't know what AP is.
Ape?
No, stop making fun. This is an accident. It's taking up the first lane, so it's somewhere on the ECP. If you have any news about that or anything else, please WhatsApp us 88550920.
Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. It's Glenn, Angel, Shalini, and Cheyenne. See, even without the Flying Dutchman, we are still a big show.
So good morning to Dr. Jerry. We're talking about stalkers today, and Hannah has come on our Facebook, and Hannah says, can you be kind to stalkers?
Oh, wow.
I thought you were going to say, can you be
Okay.
kind to FD? Okay.
Can you be kind to stalkers?
But you can be kind to FD.
Of course, I'm very kind to FD.
Yeah, so sometimes the kindness can be misread, so that's where we were talking about you might feel compelled to be nice to the person, but it enables the person to come forward a lot more, like, okay, yeah, I can do, you're giving me permission to do more. So it might not be the best thing because they would feel you're condoning certain behavior.
Okay, Max is currently glorifying all stalkers because Max says, I stalked my classmate in secondary school and she later became my wife. I meant no harm and I am not of unsound mind. So,
We need to speak to your wife.
yeah, that's true. That's true. And just to clarify that traffic situation, everyone seems to know what AP means. It means airport. So,
What?
I know. And that's the thing. I'm like, not everybody knows what that means. Anyway, on the ECP towards the airport, there is an accident near Marine Parade. So look out for that. Like, no, seriously, AP is not airport.
Airport. You see, there's so many airports here. Okay, Changi Airport is not the only airport. There's Seletar
Seletar
Airport as well,
Airport, yes,
right? So
that's
it's like
right.
maybe you should say CAP, Changi Airport, or SAP, Seletar Airport, right?
Sure.
It's Seletar
Or you could
Airport,
just say
right?
Changi. Just say airport. Just type it.
Yeah, exactly.
What's wrong with typing? Okay. Anyway, back to Dr. Jerry.
Sorry, Jerry.
So can-
Sometimes our
It's
Kiss
okay.
92 listeners drive us crazy. Sometimes. But we like it. Okay, sorry, go on.
Okay, so I think Max was talking about a little admiration there, and he pursued his his prize, and he got his prize.
He got his prize, yeah.
His prize.
Yes.
Now we're calling his wife a prize.
Oh no! Okay,
I didn't say it. The psychologist said it.
Yeah, that's true.
we were talking about hunters and preys, and it got stuck in my head. So I don't mean no harm. So yes, so the different emotions drive us to do certain behaviors, but also clinical disorders. So some of these stalkers have narcissistic personality disorders, borderline personality disorders, and even delusional disorders like erotomania.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Glenn woke up. He's like, eroto what?
Okay, let's talk about erotomania then on the Big Show TV. Here are the Stray Kids and Charlie Puth. Lose My Breath on Kiss 92.
Suddenly, we all sort of sat up and went,
Yeah,
what?
boy. Eroto what?
Erotomania.
Blind eyes light up.
What you gotta do when erotomania runs wild on you? Okay, what's erotomania?
Oh, no, but this is actually very real. One of the psychiatrists in in the past were sharing with me because the clientele that we deal with, so the patients that a psychiatrist deal with, they deal with these type of patients also, and we cannot control where their brains go to, right? Their thoughts and what they think. So apparently one of these women was writing fantasy love notes, so love notes with all her fantasies inside and giving it to him. Yeah, and it can be quite explicit. So they really believe. So reality and fantasy can merge, and they don't know which is reality and which is fantasy. And they actually think that they are having a trust or a relationship with the person.
So your ex-wife, your wife's ex-stalker, it was an erotomaniac. Because it's when you think someone is in love with you, but they're not, and you can be so sure of this love that you think you're in a relationship with that person. Remember, you had said
Yeah.
that this person thought that they were in a relationship, right?
That's true.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
I can't think of it that way, because she looked like a giant walking, talking fishball. And not
my
the
gosh.
smooth kind of fishball. The ones with a little bit of a...
Oh dear.
She looked like a little bit of a toad, actually.
Oh my gosh, Glenn. A toad. Oh dear, yeah,
I
so
think it really affected you quite
yeah,
badly.
sounds like it.
She was so irritating. She was such a heckler as well. She would follow me as well. Every time I did a show, she would shout, "Rapist!"
Oh my god.
I'm serious. She was like coming and disrupting everything.
Oh wow.
So there was one time she was like trying to be big, it's like, oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna walk towards Glenn. And the moment she came, I grabbed her by her neck and I swear she was on the wall. So that's when
Did you really?
Of course I did.
No.
Once, twice, third time, that's it.
What?
As in, I always give people like three chances.
Okay.
Once,
So what was the
twice.
third? What was the strikeout? What did you do? Call the cops.
I was doing like a live OB and then all of a sudden.
Oh, it was that. That was the third, right?
Yeah, that was
Okay.
the third. That was the third.
Oh, okay, okay.
I didn't even want to make a police report. I just wanted to see whether she came again. I doubt she would have.
What
actually.
happened to her?
Huh?
What happened to her?
I think she went back to IMH or something. Found out later that she wasn't taking her medication and all
Oh, right. Okay.
that. Yeah, but I mean, come on. That was like
Yeah.
going on for like almost a year,
Yeah, but some people have no body, right?
Yeah.
I mean, some people have no one.
Give
at
me
all.
a medication. If I had lifted her up like that, I would have just like,
Popped it in her mouth.
popped a few pills
And
down
then
her
she would have
mouth.
been the sweetest ever, right?
Exactly.
But I must say, Glenn is really patient. 1 year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Max, Mark has come on our page and said some people don't mean to stalk, but it comes across that way. My son has a schoolmate that takes photos of her friends in the canteen without them knowing, and then later WhatsApps them the photos that she took to the people that she took the photos of. It's very stalkerish behavior, but she's not that sort. She's just playful.
Okay.
Just
Sure. So if we are able to access the person and talk to a person, so if it's a child, in my mind is, does she know what are personal boundaries? How about cybersecurity? Because our children need to be taught the etiquette of certain things, and they need to know what personal boundary. Not everybody knows what personal boundary is, and personal boundary isn't just encroaching into my physical space. It can be using all these sort of devices and just watching from afar. That is really scary.
What about a situation like Single White Female? Remember the movie?
Yeah, I remember
if
that one.
someone mimics your dressing and everything about you and sort of like pretends to be you,
Yeah.
is that considered stalking?
Wasn't that Jennifer Jason Lee and Bridget Fonda? I
Bridget
think?
Fonda, yeah, so good though that
Oh,
movie.
my
So
goodness.
good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the it became quite sinister, but when you adore someone, when you respect someone. So I was just about to say, oh, Angel is wearing white today. I'm wearing white. So
Right.
if
That's
I
okay.
adore
And then actually you're wearing yellow, and then we really have a problem.
Then she's really off her meds.
Yeah, boy.
yeah. So sometimes when you adore someone, you respect someone, and you're like, oh, we are similar. It gives that very uplifting sort
Yeah.
of energy.
Yeah.
But if let's say I go, oh, Angel is wearing white, but I really want that top because then
Yeah.
I would be her. Then that would be a different intention, a different mindset. Yeah.
Okay, we are going for another traffic update. My eyes adored you. Though I never laid a hand on you, my eyes adored you. See, I've got some resonance in my
Yeah.
voice.
I
Don't
wonder
tell
why.
anybody.
Love it. They don't love it.
Kiss 92 traffic.
Okay, let's try doing Samson's traffic report once again. On the ECP towards the airport, there is a traffic jam due to an accident which is near Marine Parade, taking up the first lane. Now, Lloyd has messaged in as well about 5 minutes ago. Here's a big one on Bukatima on the BKE, I beg your pardon, towards the PIE. Once again, on the BKE towards the PIE, right before the Bukit Panjang exit. An accident involving multiple vehicles. So please be careful. I hope everybody's okay in that situation. Once again, this is on the BKE towards the PIE before Bukit Panjang's exit. So try not to head down that way. And if you do, just keep on going. There's no need to slow down. Wherever you are today, stay safe.
An accident like that on the expressway is every driver's nightmare. Let me just tell you
I
that.
hope everyone's okay.
Most of the time, someone is speeding.
Yep, for
And then
sure.
after that,
Yeah.
there's, he hits the brake.
Yeah.
And then,
And everybody is tailgating as well. So keep your distance.
speaking of which, I just got a speeding ticket.
Yeah, okay. Okay. All right, anyway, carrying on with...
I wasn't really speeding. It's just this area here, 70 kilometers an hour.
Uh-huh.
I was probably going at like maybe 72 or what.
Right. Let's see what the ticket says.
That's true.
We're here with Dr. Jerry for Therapy Tuesdays, and we're talking about stalking. Now, Dr. Jerry, I wanted to ask you, what's the difference between a psychopath and a sociopath? Especially when it comes to stalking.
Yes. We always, called someone psycho, so I thought I wanted to put it out there.
Sweet, but
So-
psycho is okay, right?
No.
Just okay.
No, so the psychopath, they're very manipulative. They would do certain behaviors that make you immensely uncomfortable. And a psychopath doesn't really have a conscience. So a sociopath has a bit of conscience. They are both very charming. Okay, a sociopath is probably nearby, around you. They can be, okay, and they lack empathy. They will do things, but they know how to bait you. Yeah, but your psychopath have no conscience at all. So he might do things to you, and he'll go, you know what? It's okay. As long as I'm not found out, that's fine.
Which one is more attractive?
Well, a sociopath has a little bit of... You said a sociopath has a little bit of... Compared to
conscience?
Conscience.
Conscience.
So
has a
sociopath.
little bit more, a little bit more conscience, yeah.
What's so
but-
sexy about that?
Hannah wants to know the difference between stalking and being persistent.
Oh, okay.
Because sometimes
okay.
you would tell someone, "Oh, stop
True.
stalking me," I'm seeing you everywhere, kind of thing, right? But what is the difference between the two?
So when someone is persistent, you know that there are certain boundaries. You respect those boundaries. You know where is the line, and you know where to stop.
Okay.
But someone that is stalking you will try to push those boundaries They're not being persistent. They're breaching those boundaries. They're making you uncomfortable. Yeah.
Okay.
That's, I think, the key word. Discomfort. The moment
Yeah.
you start feeling uncomfortable, then, something is wrong somewhere. All right, let's continue to talk to Jerry on The Big Show TV. Meantime, here's Shawn Mendes featuring Camila Cabello, Senorita on Kiss 92. We are with Senorita Dr. Geraldine Tan.
Good morning, Dr. Jerry. She'd be like,
Good morning.
Geraldine, Senorita.
Geraldine. So my French
Sorry?
teacher used to pronounce my name with the R behind his throat, and it's
Yeah.
really nice. So it's Geraldine.
Geraldine. That's
How
the
about that?
French. Geraldine.
If I sit on your sofa, I'll say it again.
Geraldine.
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 Good morning, Dr. Geraldine Tan.
Oh dear, that just sound creepy like a stalker.
You lucky, Jerry. One of these mornings, you open the door and then you'll see someone sitting on your sofa.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That was the first day. First day. I think I've told Angel this before, and I've told the girls this before. First day, FD and myself reported for work here at SPH.
Oh, yes, you
Thank
said.
goodness Andre was with us. We opened the studio door, and there was a 1FM listener sitting on the sofa in the dark.
This was a stalker. This was a proper stalker. Right?
In the dark.
Managed
I
to
was
come
like,
in.
what the hell is wrong with security here?
Right?
How
Oh my
did
god.
this guy get in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did he get through 3 gantries? So these stalkers are actually very resourceful
Very
people.
resourceful, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They might not be the most intelligent, but they're very resourceful. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they can maneuver their way into tiny crevices.
They're like little ninjas, They stand behind you and get through the door as well. Because there's so many doors that you require tapping.
Exactly.
Like
They must have been standing along with someone or like said good morning and yeah, I'm going in here, Crazy.
Luckily, that guy didn't demand for $10,000 because it was a
would've-
guess who are going to be the jocks.
You would have just pointed to FD and say, FD, pay him.
Unbelievable.
it was prize money, was it?
$10,000.
Right,
actually.
right, okay.
If they could guess who the 2 new DJs
anybody win
were
it?
going to be. Yes.
Yeah, okay, awesome.
Yeah. But man, that was scary.
Okay, Dr. Jerry, anything else about stalkers that we should know about?
Well, we talked about the fear of abandonment, the victim mentality. They cannot take no for an answer. So, if you're trying to deal with them, the first thing you say is not the word no. You will go, okay, and you maneuver. So that's how you can negotiate your way out of certain situations. So the intensity of their emotions is, either love or hate. So it's either I love you or I hate you. Yeah, so they are reacting to very intense emotions there. And very self-entitled sort of you owe me. And you should do these things for me. So the victim should draw that line for themselves. Because you don't owe them anything, right? But they make you feel responsible
For
for
everything.
it. So some of these, why I mentioned about psychopaths also, because some of these stalkers can be very intelligent, very articulate, very charming in that sense, and they would be extremely manipulative, and they don't care for your well-being. It's usually their own well-being that they are looking after.
Yeah. Glenn, Kenneth has a question for you. You know
Yep.
that story you were talking about, the stalker? About your situation?
Yes.
Kenneth says, Glenn, what if the lady in your story was a very pretty woman?
Oh.
Changes everything, does it?
Well, I mean, no, I maybe I wouldn't have held her by the neck.
Right.
Maybe I would have just shouted for someone to come and Well, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know.
don't know
It's
what
like
I'll
he's
do.
running out.
I don't know what I'll do. But I reckon it might be the same reaction if she was as aggressive
As annoying. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
That was a fun question from him.
It was. It was.
What do you think I would have said? I'd like hug her.
Yeah. Like,
I
come,
like
come join us
bear
for dinner.
No, I'm wiser than that. And then what? I'm gonna be accused of what would that be?
Inappropriate
Like, what?
behavior?
Molestation.
Yeah, I suppose.
Or whatever.
What if
No.
if you did the throat?
Yeah,
oh, that would be like
or rather,
abuse.
if I kind of like bear hugged her.
Yeah, if she was smart, she would report you. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
There
and
you
you
go,
have
see.
your wife all to herself.
I am not. I am not an unwise person.
Okay, you're not
You
so
must
easy,
be wise.
right?
For the victims, one, if you can set boundaries, don't reply, because many times we see people, the stalkers would text them incessantly, and they go like, okay, I'll just answer once just to appease them. Please don't answer that one time, because it was then another barrage of texts
Correct.
or email.
Because then they know,
Yeah.
right, that you're reading it, and that
You have the
one
ability,
response,
yeah.
that one response means the world to them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they hang on to that.
So the second thing I want to remind people is to change your routine, because the stalkers will look for consistent behavior, so they know what to do.
Yeah.
So if you are doing certain things at a certain time, change your behavior. If you're going to using the same route to go home or to work, change your route to work or to anywhere. Make sure that you're safe, your physical space is safe. Lock your house, your car, your house, your apps, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Change your passwords, disable all location,
Yeah.
because that's how they can track you also.
Yeah.
And finally, report if you really cannot manage. So resource yourself. Tell someone. If you really, really cannot, please just report the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even though the police say, oh, but nothing happened, what? True. You want it down on record first. And you're able to let the person know, I've made a report. Anytime anything happens, or the next thing that happens, I will bring it as evidence.
Okay.
So that would be something.
Okay, we're going back on air. Oh, is this the last talk,
I
sir?
got another traffic. There's a lot of stuff going on out there.
There's no traffic here.
I know. But there are accidents left, right, and center.
Like a
You're my flashlight.
Jessie J with Flashlight right here on Kiss 92. All the great songs in one place. I was just like posing on the Big Show TV. If you are watching me, like, right now, I was about to say, that's not a good look. I look like a monkey.
You
hanging
do
from a
actually.
tree.
You look like one of those that you can hang on your bag, and like hook onto your bag.
Watch it. Look at me looking like a monkey on Facebook and YouTube. Anyway, we are with the one and only award-winning psychologist from the therapy room, the beautiful Dr. Geraldine Tan. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this morning, Jerry.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks, Dr.
you.
Jerry. Interesting topic. I think everyone is, anyone who's watching and listening has really got something out of this.
Awesome. And I want to leave a little a quote from a young friend, because we were dealing with bullying, and I mentioned to him to be brave, be safe, and he was trying to be cheeky. So when I went through with him and say, what should you do, he say, be brave, be safe, because I'm endangered. There's only one of me in this world. And I said, absolutely.
Yeah.
So for all the listeners out there, the victims, and those that feel like you're in a tight spot, be brave to reach out for help, be safe, because you are endangered. There's only one of you in this world.
Oh, how old is this boy?
I think he is 9-10 years old.
Oh,
Oh,
should I hang
cutie.
out with him a little bit? Should
Sorry.
I hang out with him a little bit? I can be his big brother. I can kind of like advise him to his parents. What about his parents? I think I should talk to his parents as well. I think this boy should take up some martial arts. I think.
Academy.
He what?
Glenn should start a golf academy for little
No,
ones
no, no,
and
no.
mentor all of them.
No, I want this guy to take up martial
He
art.
just
or
wants
to-
that little boy. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Thank you, Dr. Jerry.
I'll see all of you next week.
Thank you, Jerry.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao. Coming up, glass animals.